This next story is enraging, and that's the only way I could describe it. It is a story of Brianna Taylor from Louisville, Kentucky. She was a 26-year-old EMT, and she was gunned down in her home. She was shot 8 times back in March, and the story is starting to get some national prominence. I think it may have hit the radar on the national level last week or maybe a week and a half ago. But it is another example of the gross incompetence and the police state, the gross incompetence of police and the police state. They were executing a no-knock warrant. Basically, they now have the ability to just kick your door down and go in and execute a warrant. It turns out they went to the wrong house. And because the people in the house tried to defend themselves because they thought it was a burglary, the police officers shot and killed 26-year-old Breonna Taylor. I want you to take a listen to this clip of her auntie as she talks about what happened.
They took like a big part of our life away from us, and she was a good girl. She just did not deserve what she went through, and we're gonna get justice for her. Because of incompetent police work, they went in her house in the comfort of her own home and just took her from us. She's gone. She's never coming back. Both their lives have been changed, her and Kenny. And we just want to thank y'all for her support. And I want y'all to know Brianna loved everybody. She loved everybody, and she is the reason why we all here. She was the glue that brought everybody together. She was the baby of the family. And for us to just have to find that strength to move on without her is just going to be so hard. And the way they portrayed y'all was just not right. This should have never happened. It's just been a nightmare. Like never in a million years should we be here.
Civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, attorney for the family, this is what he said, quote, "They're killing our sisters just like they're killing our brothers. But for whatever reason, we have not given our sisters the same attention. Brianna's name should be known by everybody in America because she was in her own home doing nothing wrong." Again, the police executed a no-knock warrant. They had the wrong house. They were looking for a quote-unquote trap house, and the owner of the man in the house, Kenny, he had the same last name. That's all it took. He had the same last name. Kenneth Walker had the same last name as the guy that they were looking for. They were looking for 2 suspects. The other guy's name was Adrian Walker. Kenneth Walker, Adrian Walker. So Kenneth Walker pulled out a gun to protect the household that he was in. I don't know if it was his home or whatever, but he was there, and he pulled out his gun to protect the house, and they didn't shoot him. They shot her. There's so much going on with this story. It's so enraging at every single level. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. But the most obvious thing here is the devaluation of Black lives and the police state that Black communities constantly live under. Now, I've been saying this for years, and I'm kind of tired of saying it. If you believe that there is a police state in this country, then you have to believe that it first began in the Black community. The Black communities across this country live consistently underneath a police state, especially poor Black communities. The police go in with wanton disregard for human life and complete disregard for any human rights, any constitutional rights, any civil rights. I was thinking, like, as I introduced Ben Crump into the conversation, I said civil rights attorney. The fact that we have to have civil rights attorney is a test, and they primarily focus on the violation of civil rights by policing agencies and the state. That shows you the wanton disregard for the civil rights, particularly of Black people. And it happens over and over and over again. And too many times these stories play out because some judge, first of all, let's start at the beginning, because someone in some legislation authorized no-knock warrants to be approved by some judge who authorized this specific warrant. that was carried out by incompetent police officers who got the wrong goddamn address. And then they killed people. Not the wrong people. They just killed people. We are living underneath the police state, and we have been for some time. And if you could see it in any other community, if you believe it at any level that we are living underneath the police state, then you better sure as hell believe that it started first in the black community. And if you want to address the police state across the board, you better start by addressing what's happening in our black communities across this country. From New York City underneath the leadership of Democrat Bill de Blasio, all the way down to Louisville, Kentucky, where Breonna Taylor, 26-year-old EMT, was killed by police executing a no-knock warrant at the wrong address.
Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show and support The Benjamin Dixon Show.
At this point of every episode, I'd like to take a minute to thank all of our newest patrons without whom this show is not possible. Welcome aboard to Alejandro Duarte. Thank you for becoming a patron. Rachel Fuqua, thank you for becoming a patron. Very special thank you to Tamara W. Thank you for becoming a patron. And Jay Stubbs, thank you for becoming a patron. Oh! With all of the politics, the injustices, and all around bad news going on around us, you got to take every now and then to just bop your head. Now everybody just bop your head. DC, I see you. The revolution will be synthesized. You too can become a part of this prestigious and prodigious patron family by going to patreon.com/The BPD Show, where you get twice the content, uncut, unedited, unfiltered interviews without any of the advertisements like you're going to get right about here.